When it rains particularly heavily, what a lot of riders will do is take an old inner tube and cut it into a shape that can cover the front of the fork here between the crown and the brace. And effectively what that's doing is stopping the mud that gets flicked off the tyre. It flicks through here, it goes up in the air. As you ride along, you just contact it and you just get a face full of mud. So to do this, you're just going to need an old inner tube, one that you've punctured preferably, and some scissors obviously, and a couple of cable ties. Okay, so first things first, measure the right sort of amount of inner tube we're going to need here. So if you start around here, and then you wrap it around the crown there, and then go down around the brace of the fork, and then come back to that sort of length there. So we want to measure about that distance, and then we're just going to cut that, remembering if you're young or not trusted with scissors, you should probably get an adult to help. So now we have our piece of inner tube, and we just need to split it down the middle. I like to do it on the inside curve. Okay, the way I like to do it is to cut a little dovetail into the top here. So to do this, we're just going to go and measure, just got to kind of wrap it around there. So it's about the right length. So we'll just measure that to the center. Make a little cut in there, and then snip in a dovetail. Doesn't need to be that precise, just like so. So what that does is effectively wraps around the crown like that, so you haven't got any cable tie rubbing against your crowns, which is quite important when it gets muddy. Next thing we need to do, with the scissors, make a little snip there and there. A couple of cable ties, and we're going to thread them through from the back, like so. Right, now wrap that around there, cable tie on the outside of the rubber, and you should be able to zip that in. Do it up loosely to start, but just cable tie that in there into place. And same on the other side. So if we take a look around the back, you should have some rubber between the cable tie and the crown all the way around, at which point you can just tighten it up. Do the same with the other side. So there we go, that's the front angle. It's looking really good so far. Okay, so next we're going to fit the bottom end. And to do this, you need to start off by making a couple of snips. Take 2 more cable ties. This time you want to wrap this bottom section around the fork. And if you pull that down and nice and wide, you can get that to come up and around. So you've got a nice tight seal around the fork. And you can pull it tight. Same on the other side. Pull it tight, and there you go. All you've got to do now is slip the cable ties and tidy it up. They can be quite sharp, so make sure you get a good flat cut on them. There we go. And we're done.